Hi, everyone. Welcome to ENGL 102, Writing About Literature for the spring of 2021. I'll be your professor this semester. My name is Manuel Manny. Manny is my nickname that I go by, but Manuel Martinez. Um, and I'll be your professor. And just to let you know that, this is how I will be communicating with you mostly through these kinds of videos that I create. However, I don't want this to be the only way in which we communicate. I don't think it's great for you for learning. It's not very satisfactory for me in terms of being able to get to know you. I will have another video that talks very specifically about keeping in touch with me, but I will talk a lot about keeping in touch with me because I really do want there to be some other kind of interaction beyond just you watching these videos. Um, Make sure that you are reaching out, and we'll talk about how to do that through email and through phone. But I would like to be able to have more of a connection with all of my students when I have class on campus. I'm always looking around the room, looking to students are thinking. I look at students' facial expressions to try and see if they understand something or not. Let me know whether I need to repeat something, phrase it in a different way, whatever it is. But obviously, I can't do that here. So I really would like you to take some initiative in terms of reaching out to me. I think it'll be ultimately be better for you if we do that. In this series of videos that I do have here, even though again I would like to be able to communicate with you in other ways as well, in this series of videos that I'm going to have here, I'm going to talk about the syllabus, talk about how the course is structured, so that you understand exactly what's going to be expected of you over the course of the semester. Um, just to let you know, the first thing is that the way in which courses are created at the college or at any college, what happens is the English department in this case, says, this is in general what we want to have students learn for the course. So they'll set up some basic what we call outcomes, things that we want students to be able to do once they leave the course, and then they give those outcomes to the professor and say, in general, these are what we want. This is what we want students to do, and however you get them there is up to you. Um, and it's important. You may know that, but I just want to kind of reinforce that so you can recognize that the courses can be very different as we move from professor to professor. However, the underlying skills, the underlying information that you're supposed to be getting from the course should be the same. I'm taking a different route maybe than some other professors. Some of you may have taken the course before. You may know other people who are in the course with other professors. We may be taking a different route, but we're all going to the same place. Is one way to think about it. So that becomes important for you to think about, to look at the syllabus that I have here, because the syllabus outlines what route I plan for us to take. How specifically am I getting us there? And so there's some specific things in some of these videos I'm going to point out to you to make sure that you're aware of, to make sure you're clear what you're to be expected of you. But make sure that you are reading this document carefully. Make sure that if you have any questions over the course of this semester, you can revisit it. You can, of course, always ask me but I think it's useful. Obviously, you aren't going to ask me questions. Sometimes we have questions at 2 o'clock in the morning. You wonder what's going on. You're not going to be able to reach me at 2 o'clock in the morning, but you can pull up the syllabus, and again, most of the questions are going to be answered there. So I just want to kind of keep that in mind. So let me go through a couple of things in this video. I try to keep the videos fairly short, so I'll go through a couple of things in this video, and then in the next video I'll go on to some other issues. So the first thing I want to deal with in this video is the course theme. This is a literature course, and it's a writing about literature course. That's important because sometimes even I forget that it's not strictly a literature course. This is a writing about literature course. This is a course in which we are using literature to help develop your skills as a writer. That's ultimately what we're after. Um, in the process of developing your skills, we do want you to learn some things about literature because we think that's important. But our ultimate goal here is to increase your skills with writing. There are other colleges under the where when you take 102, you don't study literature at all. Here at QCC, we want students to study literature while learning about writing. So just kind of keep that in mind. This is a writing about literature course, and we have in this course a course theme. A lot of the courses at QCC will have this, where we say, look, we're writing about literature, but we want all of the literature to be related around a particular issue. Um, and so I am calling this course, I call this course, as you can see, you can follow the little yellow circle. Who are you and what are you doing here? And the idea here is that I want us to think about, as I say, through most of our readings and writings, we will be exploring the ways in which American literature shapes evolving ideas of what it means to be American. We will especially be focusing on the ambivalence to assimilation experienced by both recent immigrants and those native born Americans who are not represented in mainstream American culture. So we want to think about American literature specifically. There are other professors who might be talking about literature from various other places around the world, but we're going to be focusing specifically on American literature and specifically on American literature that talks about what it means to be an American, given the fact that people might be coming from various places, right? They themselves or their parents might have come from other places around the world. They might be from cultures that are not really represented in mainstream American culture. And so what does the literature have to say about that? And so that's going to be the theme that we're going to have of Captain America, but he's got a turban on, right? He's Sikh. That's his religion. And I like this picture because it gets us to think about what it means to be American in a different way, right? He is Captain America, stars and stripes all on his shield and on his costume here. But again, he's also got a turban, which is something we don't usually think about as being typically American. But of course, he can't be completely American. This is from, you can actually look videos of this up on YouTube. This guy ran around New York and asked people what they thought about him as a Captain America, even though he was wearing this turban. So think about what it is that we're going to be doing in this course when we're looking at the literature. Again, always keep in mind that the main goal isn't the literature, it's how we're going to write about the literature. But I do want us to kind of be thinking about some of those issues. So that's the course theme. We'll go on in some of the other videos. I'm going to explore some of the other issues on the syllabus, but now at least know what that is.